I always love it when the Center for Wildlife comes in because it's a surprise. We never know
I love that.
which animal's coming in. So she walks in, we're like, all right, who does she have today?
Yeah, and here we have, if you can see her because she's so tiny, Lucy, the Eastern Screech owl, and of course Kristen Lamb from the Center for Wildlife.
You're
and
the
like
co-star.
the hand. I'm just the hand for the perch.
She is majestic and so petite. Look at her. Oh my goodness. Can you tell us more about how she came to be with you guys?
Yeah, so Lucy came to us in 2018, and she came from Massachusetts. A landowner had cut down a tree. Inside the tree cavity was Lucy and all of her siblings, and the woman brought all of Lucy's siblings to a wildlife rehabilitation center but kept Lucy and tried to have her as a pet. And it's hard in our households to mimic the food that they need and nutrition and everything. So Lucy started not doing well, and thankfully she finally then brought her to a wildlife center in Massachusetts because she was with the woman instead of her species or an adult of her species during that critical development time. Lucy became imprinted on people, and you can't reverse that when that happens during that time. So she's lived with us. She actually does baby calls because she's been kind of stuck in that baby phase, and we've been with her since she had her downy feathers, and she is an amazing ambassador because she's not afraid of people. So and you know, we bring her out, and Eastern Screech owls are just a smaller species. We're used to like the great horns or the bards, and it's so fun because kids are always like, it's a baby.
It's like, she's full grown.
I know, exactly.
How old is Lucy again?
So Lucy is turning 7 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are a later nesting species. So like our great horns and our barred owls can hunt in the snow. These guys have petite feet. They actually, the northernmost part of their range used to be really southern New Hampshire, but they've been expanding their range through southern Maine with a changing climate. They're not going to be hunting during the snow and feeding babies, so they wait until later to nest. So just about now, in our forests, invisibly, these guys are all puffballs inside little tree cavities, and it's really sweet. If we think about like family dynamics of wildlife, like we often don't think about that. But the male actually goes out and hunts, the female stays and protects the babies. The male will just drop food into the tree cavity, and the female actually cuts it up with her talons and beak into bite-sized
Thanks, honey.
bites.
I'll take it from here.
Come on, get some more.
Oh, that's so great.
You talked about that you don't want to have owls as pets, obviously, and how not to take care of them.
Yeah.
How do you take care of them, make it seem as close to their environment, their habitat as possible?
That's such a good question. So whenever possible, we will put them in with conspecific. So that means babies of the same species, so that they are imprinting on what they look like, what they smell like, who they're going to mate with. You know, it's like we can give all the nutrition and release an animal, but if they don't know who they are and who they're going to mate with and how to be social and who to be afraid of and not interact with, then they won't have a full life. We also, before highly pathogenic avian influenza, we'd actually put babies in with our ambassadors, and they would act as foster parents. We are hoping that this strain will eventually go away so we can do that again. But in the meantime, right now we have a barred owlet who is in with a barred owl, an adult female that had head trauma. So she's in a little nest box inside the cage of the owl who's healing from head trauma, and so as a patient she's acting as a foster parent as well. So we just always make sure that they get in, and if we only get one in, then we'll call around to other facilities. We're happy to transfer so that they can be together, or take a single if they have one as well.
That's incredible. And let's talk about summer camp.
Yes.
I mean, summer is quickly approaching, even though it doesn't look like it or feel like it today.
Yeah.
And you've got a great program.
We have such a fun program. It's our second year. Last year we had over 100 kids come. This year we opened it up to more. We have 2 sessions going 5 to 7-year-olds, and then 8 to 12-year-olds. And our campus is at the base of Mount Agamenticus. It's 16,000 acres of contiguous conservation land. We have wetlands and like sphagnum moss. They were building fairy houses and tree forts, and each week has a different theme, and it is based around ecology, but it really is just like outside fun play, no screens, just nature immersion. And we have a lot of returning campers, and we're so excited to open it up to more. It's not often that kids get to be outside for like 6 hours a day, and certainly not as like up close with our wild animals as our camp offers. They also learn how to kind of care for them, and they'll prep food and platters.
Oh. What's the reaction of the kids to be able to get up and close to some of these animals? I mean, they never would be able to, right?
Sometimes they're speechless. Other times we'll be like, "What's a nocturnal animal?" And they can't even get past the question because they can't even get past how close they are, and they'll raise their hand and be like, "I've never seen an owl."
I mean, that's our reaction too, right? It's understandable.
Yeah, sometimes I forget I'm even like presenting because I'm just staring at how beautiful they are.
It's amazing. So, so these guys, is there anything we can do to protect them?
Yeah, I would definitely say this is like peak season. Even though our wildlife are so good at camouflaging and being quiet and secretive, our backyards and our forests are teeming with babies and families right now. So if we can delay tree work, even if we do just that one thing and not cut down any trees, even dead trees, it's like the weather is nice, so people think that that's a good time to be doing that work. But if we can just wait until October, you would save so many lives, really, truly. And then also thinking about, do you need a green chem lawn, or can you have clover and dandelion instead, and stay away from the pesticides and rodenticides? That can also make a huge deal.
Yeah. For more information on the camps and your hours and your location, if folks have never been there, by the way, it's awesome. Where can they go?
They can go to thecenterforwildlife.org.
All right, Lucy, it is always a pleasure to see you, my dear. Amazing. And Kristen, thank you so much for joining us.
And for a 7-year-old, very well behaved.
Yes, definitely. And